Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So today I'm bringing you a review and demo of the new Honest Beauty makeup. Honest Beauty recently went through a repackaging, kind of rebranding. I think they also tweaked some of their formulas. I'm not quite sure about that. If you know for sure if they tweaked their formulas, let us know in the comment section down below, but I believe they did. They also lowered their price point. Yes, you heard me right. They lowered their price point on their products, which in an age where I feel like the price of everything is going up and up and up, I really appreciate brands that do try and lower their prices, especially in the green and eco beauty space. Non-toxic, cruelty-free makeup is typically very expensive. And so any brand that tries to lower their prices, keep their prices low, is really helping to make these kind of products actually accessible and affordable. I'm really excited to be sharing these products with you. So I am going to do a brief review of the eyeshadow palette, but I think the eyeshadow palette really deserves its own video. So there will be a part 2 to this video. And in that video, I will show you how I got the eye look I have on currently. I will also show you another eye look you can get using the eyeshadow palette and really go in depth and do a full review, swatches, everything on the eyeshadow palette. So I'll mention it briefly in this video, but there's going to be a video specifically dedicated to the eyeshadow palette itself. So stay tuned, look forward to that. That should be the next video going up on my channel. These new products are being carried in some Targets. Not all Targets have these products. Not all Targets have all of the products, but I was able to find some of these products in my local Target. Look around in your Target, you might be able to find some of these products in your Target. Also, all of these products are available on Target's website, so that is where I'm going to be linking these products from because I think that's the most convenient place to purchase them from. You can also purchase them on Honest Beauty's website as well and do bundles and stuff like that to save. So the first product I got was the Honest Beauty Everything Primer, and this is their Matte Prep and Prime, and this cost $21.99. And I really have not tried many face primers in Green and Eco Beauty. There's one mattifying primer from 100% Pure that I've always been curious about and heard really good things about, but I haven't tried. When I saw this and I saw that this was like about $22, I was like, okay, this is worth trying. They also have a, I think it's like a glowing primer or something as well. So if you have drier skin and are looking for a more hydrating, dewy primer, they do have that option. But I thought it was really nice that they had a mattifying option. And I have tested this using the Honest Beauty Everything Cream Foundation and with some of my other foundations as well, because I really wanted to give this a full test. And I have to say this is mattifying. So it doesn't mattify me throughout the entire day, but one of the interesting things I found is recently I've been like washing my face in the morning, especially on the weekends, and then I might not put on my makeup for a couple hours. And during that time, my face will get like a little bit oily, but when I put this on, it really does help to matte down my skin again. So it does work. It does mattify your skin. If you are putting on a more dewy foundation, this will kind of matte down the foundation. And I really think that overall, it helps my foundation to not like physically break apart during the day from oils. But I don't think it really helps me not to get oily throughout the day. Like I still definitely do get oily throughout the day. It just kind of helps things not break apart as much. I have really oily skin, like really, really oily skin. Maybe if you have like less oily skin, this will be better at keeping you matte throughout the day. But I just want to give you like the full disclaimer of kind of how this works for me. But I do really like it. And I also have been using this kind of as an eyeshadow primer where I'll put this on my eyelids as well because it does help my eyelids, I found out, to get less oily as well. And Honest Beauty doesn't have an eye primer, but I really did find that this works pretty well to like mattify my eyelids, keep things from getting too oily on my eyelids throughout the day. This isn't my like favorite product from the line, but I do like it and I do think it does a pretty good job. And once again, the price is really great on this product. And as you can see, when I apply it, I really just focus it on my T-zone. So I'll take it across my forehead, down my nose, and then on my chin. And you want to apply just enough to kind of cover the areas, not too much. And then you can go ahead and go in with your foundation. I like it. It doesn't solve like every problem I had with my skin getting oily, but it definitely does mattify your skin. So I think if you have oily skin or are looking for a primer, I think this one is definitely worth checking out. And the next product I have is the Honest Beauty Everything Cream Foundation. And this product as well was $21.99. And I really like the packaging on this. Well, obviously all the new packaging is beautiful. It's very Glossier-esque. But I really like this, and it's a nice, like, weighty, sturdy, compact. It has a magnetic closure and has a really large mirror, so you can actually apply this foundation. It comes with a powder puff. I haven't used that. It's just not really my speed for applying foundation. It's not what I really like to use. And then it comes with the pan of the foundation. My one critique on the past packaging is it would be really awesome if you could replace the pan itself without having to purchase the whole package. Just be a little bit more environmentally friendly, a little bit less wasteful, because the Clove and Hallow, they have a similar packaging for their foundation, and for their powder foundation, you can buy refill pans and you don't have to purchase the whole compact. So that would be my one critique, is if Honest Beauty could figure out a way to make this refillable, that would be awesome. But here is the foundation, and I have it in the shade Snow, which I think is the lightest shade. The way the foundations are set up on the Honest Beauty website, it is impossible to figure out what shades are the lightest. Like, the descriptions are not very helpful. I guess this foundation was listed first, and it had the name Snow, so to me, I guess that would be the lightest, but like, I really didn't know. So that would be one thing I would ask Honest Beauty to improve on their website. I would ask them to actually put models wearing the foundation on the website, so you could actually like be like, okay, like this model has this skin tone and is wearing this shade of the foundation, because websites that do that, I find it so much more helpful to find the match, and also just like a little better description of what the colors are. Like, the color description was not very helpful. And I do think that the shade is a smidge dark for me. Like, when you see it applied, you can definitely see it on my face. When I first got this foundation, I didn't think it would work for me at all. Like, it definitely looked dark, but I have been able to get it to work. It really has surprised me. It might just be, like I said, that, you know, when you're super fair, you kind of develop really good blending skills and managing to get everything blended out. So it does work if you're really fair like I am. Like, I have extremely fair porcelain skin, but I think like one smidge down would be a little better. I've tried applying this a couple ways. How you will see me applying it now is with a brush. I like to take my finger, kind of pull some of the foundation out of the compact with my finger, dab it onto my face, and then use a brush to blend it out. I did originally try blending it with a damp beauty sponge, and that just did not work well. Like, I really felt like I couldn't get the product moved around and blended out. When I used a brush, it was much easier to get things blended out. And I've tried the foundation with and without the primer. So I wanted to try it both ways so I could see kind of like what was the primer and what was the foundation. And the primer definitely does matte down the foundation, but even though this is a cream foundation, it's not a very dewy cream foundation. Like, the one from Au Naturel is much dewier on my skin. This one is a drier cream, which sounds weird, but it's true. So it actually does work fairly well with my oily skin, because it is a more matte, more skin-like finish, not very dewy foundation. So it doesn't get overly oily throughout the day. And with the primer, it definitely helps it even be more matte. But even without the primer, it's not like too oily, it's not breaking apart. But my one thing I don't like about this foundation is I feel like it sits on my skin. It feels very kind of heavy on my skin. I feel like it never sinks in, and I feel like I just have a layer of foundation just sitting on me all day long. And I thought maybe at first it was the primer, but when I tried it without the primer, I was still having the same issues. Also, if you have a dry patch anywhere on your face, this foundation will just stick to that dry patch. And I've been battling with some acne recently, and when I get acne around the spot where I have acne, my face can get dry and a little peely. So I will have these like little dry patches, and this foundation clings to them, accentuates them. It makes it look horrible. And so I really have to be careful and make sure I use a physical exfoliator before I use this foundation to really try and get all the dead skin off my face. I was trying to figure out if I actually like this foundation or not, and I came to the realization yesterday because I was going to film this video yesterday, but it was really rainy, and so it would have been, the lighting was horrible because it was so rainy and so dark, so I ended up filming it today. And when I was thinking about having to film this video yesterday, I was like, oh no, I have to put on that foundation. And I didn't want to because I had a really long day ahead of me. I was gonna visit with one of my friends, go over to her house, hang out, and I wanted my makeup to look nice. And I was like, ugh, the foundation just sits on my skin. And especially as I do get more oily throughout the day, it doesn't break apart. Like, it never physically breaks apart like some foundations do. But the more oily I get, the more it looks like it's sitting on my skin. Maybe if you have like perfectly normal skin that's not dry and not oily, it would be really great. But with my oily skin, I feel like it makes the foundation sit on top of my skin more. And if you have dry skin, I think it will cling to dry patches. I like the Ilia True Skin Foundation better. I like the Au Naturel Stick Foundation. If you're looking for a cream foundation, that one is amazing. And I think it works very well for dry and for oily skin. So this one to me is a little bit of a pass. I was really hoping it would work. It's a great option available at Target at a fairly good price point, but it's just not my favorite. And also, a lot of the Honest Beauty products, this included, do have a bit of a scent. I'd say kind of like a lemony fresh scent. Like, it's not bad, but it definitely does have a scent to it. So if you are very sensitive to scent, this does have a scent. So the next product I was excited to see was this cream blush, because I am a huge lover of cream blush. So when I saw they came out with cream blushes, I was like, I have to have it. And I got this one in the shade Rose Pink. It's just a nice kind of rose pink color. And I like the compact of the blush. Like, it's got a mirror in it. It's kind of like a mini version of the foundation compact. So it is quite nice. And the price of this cream blush is $12.99, which I think is very affordable. Like, if you're looking for a cream blush, like $13 for a cream blush, I feel like you can't really go wrong with this. Is it my favorite cream blush I've ever used? No, but I think for $13, like, it is a good deal, especially if you aren't sure about cream blushes and you don't really know, you're used to using powders, but you want to stick your toes and dabbling with cream blushes. Like, this is definitely a good one to get your feet wet with. Here's my reason why it's not my favorite cream blush. I don't think it's that long wearing. Like, I have other cream blushes that I think the color lasts on my cheeks a little bit better. And if you have drier skin that's not as oily, you might have a better time with this lasting longer on your skin, just because my skin is so oily. Things tend to break apart. I tend to lose colors on my cheeks. Like, that's something that always happens and I always struggle with. But this one in particular just doesn't last as long. I do find that it's a nice level of pigmentation. Like, it's pigmented enough that you can get the color built up, but it's not so pigmented that you end up looking like a clown. Also, I find it very easy to blend out. It's rather, it's like a rather creamy blush. Some cream blushes are more dry. This one is definitely creamier. Here, you can see here. Like, it definitely is creamy and you can blend it out really without much of a problem at all. So that's the shade looks like. Kind of blend it out a bit on my hand, and I do have it on my cheeks. What I like to do is I will just take my finger, dab it onto my cheeks, and then just blend it out on my cheeks. So it's a very easy application, very quick. There are a number of different colors in this blush, so you can, find if you want a more peachy one or even a more pink one. They have more pink ones than this. So I think it's really nice. Not my favorite, but I definitely am enjoying using it. And I think for the price, really, you can't go wrong with this. So here's where I think we move into the fun stuff. And this is the eyeshadow palette. This is the Get It Together eyeshadow palette. And I believe the price of this is like $19. So it's around $20 for this eyeshadow palette. And it's nice. It's got solid cardboard packaging. I mean, it's not super fancy, but it definitely has a nice weight to it. I mean, the packaging is beautiful with this like pop of peach. And you get a huge mirror. So if you are someone that loves mirrors in eyeshadow palettes, you've definitely got a huge one in this. And you get 10 eyeshadow shades. Yes, you heard me, 10 for $19. So I really think this is an amazing deal. If you were at all looking for an eyeshadow palette, I really recommend this one. And I am going to go more into this in another video where I'm going to show you how to get this eye look. I'm also going to swatch all the colors for you. But what I really like about this is the color curation. Like, I find these shades to be very wearable. They're not crazy. Like, you don't have a pop of blue. Like, they're very much everyday eyeshadow shades. And if you are someone that just wants like a palette that will do everything, I feel like this is it. You've got your nice matte vanilla white shade. You've got a matte black. You've got a mix of shimmers and matte shades in here, and I like that it's kind of a mix of cool tones and warm tones. Like, you have purpley shades, you also have this shade right here this kind of taupey shade that I find I can mix with the warm or the cool tone shadows. Like, I really just find it very versatile. And the other nice thing as well is it does come with this card where it gives you instructions on how to get 4 different eye looks just from this palette. And the looks I'm going to show you are not ones on here, because if you get the eyeshadow palette, you could read this. And honestly, just these aren't the kind of eye looks I tend to gravitate towards. So I wanted to show you kind of like what I was inspired to do using the palette. But that is really helpful too if you're a beginner, because right off the bat with just purchasing this palette, you already have 4 looks with the directions on how to do it. So I think that is really helpful. And honestly, I love this eyeshadow palette. Like, it is 100% worth the $20 to me, and I really highly recommend this. If you are in the market for an eyeshadow palette, check this one out. Another product I was super excited about was this mascara, and I'd heard really good things about the Honest Beauty mascara prior to like the repackaging, new price point, that whole thing. And so when I saw this, I was like, I have to try this out. This mascara is $15. So this is one of the most affordable mascaras in Green and Eco Beauty that I've encountered. And it has become one of my favorite mascaras. Like, it has moved up into the ranks with the Root 100% Lash Mascara and the Well People Expressionist Mascara, which those two have been my holy grail mascaras. So this has moved up there with those. This is a very unique mascara because it's actually double-ended. You have a primer over here, and then you have the actual mascara. And what you do is you first apply the primer, and the primer is white when it comes out. And what it does, at least as far as I can tell, is it kind of grabs onto your lashes and like lengthens them. So I find that my eyelashes, if you look at them up close, you'll see like where they stop, and then you'll see like the little white primer kind of extending your lashes. And then what you do is you go in with the mascara after the primer's dried for about 30 seconds, and then you coat your lashes. And the mascara completely covers the primer, so you don't have to worry about any white peeking through. But I love how this looks. Like, this is the mascara I have on today. The mascara does have a rubberized wand, which I'm a huge fan of rubberized wand mascaras. Like, they just work really well for me. They're very lengthening. They're not as volumizing, but they are very, very lengthening. And the fiber, the like primer end has like a regular pipe cleaner wand, so it's kind of a mixture of both. And here's what I find. It makes my lashes super long, but it also does give them some volume. It's not clumpy at all. Like, it is definitely more lengthening than volumizing, but it doesn't make them look like really long and spidery, because it does give them some volume as well. And hopefully that makes sense. What I really like about it too is not just how it looks, but how it wears. This mascara does not smudge and does not transfer on me. Yes, you heard me right. It does not smudge and it does not transfer. It has been so hot here. Like I said, yesterday it was raining. I wore this mascara in the rain, nothing. No runs, no transfers. And by rain, I mean it like downpoured for hours. So we were out in a lot of rain running errands, and my mascara didn't bleed at all. It's been super hot. I've been really sweaty. Normally when I get really sweaty, my mascara can kind of transfer up or transfer down. Didn't do that. I've worn this mascara on my lower lash line, and it didn't give me raccoon eyes. That's really one of the reasons why you never see me applying mascara to my lower lash line, is almost every mascara I've ever tried to do that with ends up transferring onto my lower lash line, and I look like a raccoon. This one doesn't do it. So really, if you are looking for a mascara that is going to stay put, check this one out. For $15, it is amazing. I love how it looks. Yeah, the 2-step process takes a little bit longer to apply, but really think about how long you spend building your mascara up anyway. Instead of building it for as long, you just apply one and then you apply the other. So it really, I think in my mind, evens out to about the same amount of time for application. Really, this has been one of my favorite products. I love the eyeshadow. I also love this mascara. And then the final product I'm going to talk about is their Demi Matte Lip Crayon. And I have the shade Melon. Applying it, that is what I have on right now. And they have two types of lip crayons. They have a more sheer formula and then this Demi Matte formula. I didn't get the sheer formula because I'm not much of a sheer lip color person. Like, I'd rather just have a lipstick. Not really a lip gloss girl, you guys know this. Like, I just like my fully pigmented lip product. This is another product, I believe this one is also $15 like the mascara. And it's one of those products that it's just like, it's worth it. Like, you need to go check one of these out. The shade Melon, which I have on, is like, my husband loves this color. Like, when I first put it on, he was like, I really like that color. I don't know, that's always fun to hear. And it's a unique color. Like, it's a really fun kind of watermelon-y pink color. I just think for summer, this is so much fun. But what's really interesting about this lip color is you put it on and it's pretty creamy. Like, when you're putting it on, like, it's moving around pretty easily, but it dries down, and it dries down to this like more matte finish. And it's not completely matte. It's not like a Clove and Hallow Lip Velvet completely matte liquid lipstick formula, but it is more matte than like a traditional cream lipstick. So I find it to be very comfortable though, and it does transfer. Like, if I were to kiss my husband, this lipstick would transfer onto him. But because it is a more matte formula, it is more long wearing. Like I said, you do have to reapply it, but I can get a longer time between applications than I would with a traditional cream lipstick. So there's a whole bunch of different colors of these. I would definitely check out some of the colors. I think moving into fall and winter, I may get some more shades of this because, like I said, this is very much a summery color, and I would like to have this formula in other colors to wear during the fall and the winter, especially for $15. The only other lipstick I can think about that's similar to this one is the 100% Pure Cocoa Butter Semi Matte Lipstick. But honestly, truly, I prefer this formula so much more. It is so much more comfortable. That formula from 100% Pure is more drying, and it can definitely make my lips look kind of dry and flaky sometimes. But this one really, I mean, it will eventually make my lips feel dry, but it's quite a while before that happens. So I think it's really comfortable, and I really like it. My top 3 favorite products from this kind of relaunch, repackaging, all of this, 100% the eyeshadow palette, which I tried one of the previous Honest Beauty eyeshadow trios. I didn't like that. I thought the colors were kind of muddy. I was not having a good time with it. This eyeshadow palette is 100 times better. Like, it is so much better than those eyeshadow trios. I really like it. I love the mascara. Definitely will be one of my staple mascaras from now on, especially for the price. And this Demi Matte lip color, love this as well. Some reason I've been having really good luck with lip crayons because I love the one from Ilia. I love this one. You know, it's retractable too. You don't have to sharpen this one. You can just twist it up. So yeah, you don't need a sharpener. I just think it's great. So those are my 3 favorites. You've heard my opinions about the foundation. The blush is like a solid in the middle. Like, it's not my favorite cream blush, but if you want a cream blush, you want to experiment around with one, you want an affordable cream blush, that one is definitely a good one to try out. The primer, it is mattifying, so if you are looking for a mattifying primer, it does do that. The foundation I would pass on. It's not my favorite. I think there are a lot better foundations out there on the market. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Be sure to stay tuned for part 2 with a full in-depth review, 2 eye looks, all of that about the new eyeshadow palette. Hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Instagram. I'll have my handle down below. I'm at naturallybeautifulgirl. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to let me know what your thoughts are about these products. Let me know if you picked any up, if you're going to try them out. Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.